friend. How you doing, friend? So, yeah, I didn't post on Wednesday. The way the weather is going. First of all, no, yeah, I said how you doing, friend. How you doing? I know I didn't post on Wednesday. I think I'm gonna start going down to one video a week because I do that. Or I mean, this is only like my first full year of being on YouTube, but when starts going into fall and winter, I only post one video a week because the content that most of the people want to see, which is gardening, is kind of non-existent in the wintertime. So it tends to turn into more vloggy, and that's not what the people come to see most of the time. I don't know, the algorithm is weird. Anyway, since my zone's weather is weird, I'm not really out in the garden that much. Like, again, it's been 2 days since I've been out in the garden. I haven't watered, I haven't did anything, and I see some things are needing to be watered. But that's why I didn't post on Wednesday. So I'm going to go down to once a week unless something happens with this weather. But I'm really starting to see the changes in the trees. It's been down in the 40s. My cucumber plant, though, is thriving. That's crazy to me. I have to set up a trellis because it's starting to go into the grass. I've been lazy about that. But let's talk about that corn. My last video I asked, hey friend, are the silks tall or brown enough? I feel like a squirrel's gonna get it any day. The squirrels got it the very next day. I let my dogs out and they're barking, and my big one is really barking in the direction and trying to climb the furniture to get over there. I'm like, must be a squirrel. Must be a squirrel. And so once I let the dogs back in, I look over there and this is what I see. You see that? So let me see if I can do a reenactment of how I reacted when I saw that. Baby, when I tell you, them hoes got every single corn. Every single one. Look at that. I haven't been out there to water that tomato plant. I'm surprised. I'm gonna just pluck those tomatoes because they're gonna have damage from inconsistent watering. But look, yeah. So no corn for me. No corn for me, and you know what? I'm okay with it. It is what it is with that. But I mean, nothing's per se dying because of the cold. Mostly everything looks sad because I haven't watered it. I think it rained a couple of days ago, maybe 2 days ago, and I was like, I'm not gonna water because it hasn't been hot. But even though it's getting cold, everything is still alive. Look at that cucumber. You would think the cucumber would be sad. She's not. I don't see Charlotte. I think she's moved on. Oh, false alarm. She's there. Yeah, she's there. Look, I think that's a part of my corn plant. Hold on, let me zoom out. A part of my corn plant on my fence right there. That's funny. The other day I did come out here and collect morning glory seed pods. I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to plant them in the ground. I don't know. I know they like to take over. Still haven't cut that. Loofah. The loofah's hanging on. I know I want to pluck one. I gotta see. Friends. That is it lens dirty? Friends in warmer climates. At what point can I harvest my loofah to eat. So before it dries out, because I do want to taste it. Me and my friend, we do want to taste it. So this is what they like. Let's see if I can get in here for comparison. I mean, this is what they look like. Comparison to my hand. At what point can I harvest them for eating so I can try it? I do want to dry one out to use it, you know, as a loofah, but when can I harvest it for eating? Please, someone let me know. I know a lot of people in my area, in the Chicagoland area, they've been covering their plants at night. I'm not covering nothing. They're fine. It's not really freezing. It's just cold. It's just cold. And everything is hanging on. It's getting powdery mildew, but it's hanging on. Let me see. I see a pumpkin in there. Let's see if I could point. But I think the powdery mildew is affecting this pumpkin. I mean, not pumpkin. God, Kim, get it together. This watermelon. Friends, those of you that stay in warm climates, I give it to you. Boo the other day was asking me, like, where could we move to so we can garden year round to sustain ourselves? And I said, somewhere where I don't want to do. Because I'm not going to lie. I don't want to garden year round. I like the break in the winter. I like it. Because as much as I love doing it, around this time when it's starting to get cold and stuff, I'm a bit over it. And I just like the break. I couldn't imagine those of you that do it all year round. I would have to change my mind frame. I really would. I don't think I could do it. But I like living where the air hurts my face in the wintertime, because we don't get big huge bugs, lizards, you know, things of that nature. Yeah, I love it. But anywho, you hear noise. Now they're tearing up my street, resurfacing the street, and so we're not allowed to park on the street. But like, their schedule to do this has been not great. I came from my mom's house because I've been going to my mom's house, fixing her bricks, laying down landscape fabric. All she has to do is order rocks, just trying to save her some money on that. So mama tired from that. That's another reason why I really haven't been recording, because you know, I gotta focus on my family and I'm not going to record everything. The dogs, because it's been cold in the morning, they've been trying to rush themselves to come back in the house before they ate. That big one, my biggest, doodled in the house the other day. I said, I know you lying. I know you lying. So she's so worried about trying to hurry up and get back in this house to get the food. She doodled in my house. Anyway, friend, I'm gonna water, and then I'm going to trellis my cucumbers. You know what? I'm going to cut that squash plant. And I'm going to do some harvesting, because I left my banana peppers up and they're still producing. So let me get situated and I'll pick you back up in a moment. So while I'm letting some of my plants soak, I have to admit, I have let powdery mildew run amok. I really have. That winter squash that I was so concerned about keeping up with into the fall, I don't care anymore. I really don't, because I'm tired of fighting with powdery mildew. And it's only a few of my plants. The winter squash, the yellow squash that I have, I forgot the name of it, and my pumpkin and my watermelon have been the ones that really have been affected by it. And I'm starting to see some leaf miners as well, but it's still producing. I don't know. I was cutting off leaves as I saw it, but now it's just like whatever. I just try to keep it sprayed down as much as I can with neem oil, because neem oil is like kind of it's a fungicide as well. And so it's not taking over, but you could tell what had it, because the leaves are still affected with those spots. Then also, you know what I'm going to touch on? I am not a tomato expert. I am not. But this whole debate and keeping them trimmed, leaving the suckers, not leaving the suckers, I have found that my plants, even though it's not looking great, like this tomato plant over here, even though it's wilted, I never trimmed it. It's producing a lot of tomatoes. It really is. These tomato plants that I sort of trimmed are doing okay. These tomato plants that I heavily trimmed didn't produce as much. They didn't. This one I might have got 4 tomatoes, which is the early girl. The golden girl I probably got 4 tomatoes off of. The best boy, I'm going to say about 6. The black cherry tomatoes, once I stopped trimming all of these, they actually started to produce more. So I'm gonna say yes, trimming them and let them breathe and all that stuff, but I think when they're young, I'm gonna keep them trimmed, and then at some point I'm gonna stop trimming the suckers and just let it grow, and that's when they really start taking off. I just need to make sure next year to give them better support. While I have my loofah soaking, I'm gonna get my supplies to start harvest. Child, I hate to move this, but I be forgetting about that owl being fake. And sometimes when you're turning around and you just mind your business and you focus, and then you just see this staring at you. Sometimes that throws me for a loop. Nice, but like, how many of these do I need? Let's be for real, y'all. Oh, the other day, I found a big, I don't know if I'm too close, sorry, black caterpillar type of thing on my tomato plants, but it looked like a hornworm. I didn't know hornworms could be black. I just sprayed them with the hose off of my tomato plant, but it hit the ground so hard, he made a thud. That sucker was big. I hope one of these birds got him, but I haven't seen another one since. So, but I found them before he tore up my plant. You know, I come across a lot of posts that talk about, if you're so afraid of bugs and stuff, why do you even garden? And sometimes the knowledge that you can grow something that your family can eat and how rewarding that feels outweighs your fear. But if you just keep going, you kind of get better with your fear. Because I'm going to tell you, sorry, keep trying to burp. There was a time when I would have had a bug that big as Charlotte, And Charlie would have had this whole garden. It would have just shriveled up and died until it got cold and I tore it down. There would have been a time. But for me to still come out here and do as much as I can, that's growth. And you're only going to get that growth if you continue to go out there and do it. And that's what I've been trying to do. I really have. I just went ahead and harvested these. They've been on there for quite some time. These are the early girls. No, golden girls. These are the golden girls, I think. I don't know. I got to check the labels. Anyway, they wanted the girls. And she's not really changing, so I'm just going to let these ripen on my counter. But not too bad. Can you see it? Can you see it? This is my harvest. There you go. Oh, that's the tomato. Because I don't want to spread powdery mildew to my cucumbers, now I'm going to do them before I start dealing with my plants that have issues. So bra today for this, y'all. I know in some of these scenes I'm gonna look like I have like 4 boobies, and I feel like there's something on my nose. Kim, future Kim, you're gonna know if you got something on your nose when you go back and look at. Let's trim that squash plant that I claimed I was gonna trim like 2 weeks ago. And you see, like I said, you know how I thought it was the birds. It's the squash squash bug. But it has new growth right here. So I'm gonna cut it right above that. And I got gloves because this is very prickly. Hold and try to cover the stem that was affected as much with dirt as I can to kind of suffocate it. And if there's any more in there, and let's see if we'll grow again. I'm just gonna spray my winter squash down. I can't talk, I'm tired. Doing my mom's brick tired me out. I'm not going to trim it because you want to know why? When it gives me the last of its fruit, I'm cutting her down. Oh, I shouldn't have said that out loud. Oops. Try to spray behind the leaves because that's where it be hiding. Oh, look how bad that one is. Oh, no, Kim. Let's trim this. Oh, this all on the vine. That was actually the worst one. Oh no, that's pretty bad. Okay, Fred, let me get a better angle. Hold on. Get you from out there. It's better. All right, friend, I think that's where I'm going to end the video for today. Thank you so much for watching me, and until next time, bye.